I also always like to make sure everything is working before we begin, which you would think is a good idea, right? So just give me, usually takes less than a minute or so. A couple of things right off the bat is I'm pretty tired today. I had some trouble sleeping like a few nights ago, and I'm just still catching up. Another thing is it's really hot in here. And the reason behind that is that I goofed, and sorry, I just wanted to make sure it's working. I goofed and I didn't turn on my air conditioner ahead of time. In fact, I opened up all my windows because it was so nice today. And then like maybe 40 minutes ago, I realized it was like 82 degrees in here. So I turned on the air conditioner, but I had to turn it off because it would mess up all the sound. So we're going to have a short lesson today. It's kind of a short topic anyway. So sorry about that. So we'll end maybe a little bit earlier than usual. But how's everybody doing? I'm so glad to be here with you today. Hopefully you feel the same way, and hopefully everybody's having a great day. So let me just make sure we're good. Yes, we're looking mighty sharp today. Okay. I'm not 25 anymore. You know, I feel better than I was 25, if you believe that, because I'm in better shape now, and I don't have like as many stresses in my life. So I actually feel a lot better overall. I don't think it's an age thing. It's a stress thing is what was keeping me up a bit. So, all right, let's get started here. Hold on. Let me get the Facebook stream started, and then we'll get right on with the lesson. Let's see. All right, we're almost there. And we're there. Hello, students. Welcome out to our classroom piano lessons on the web. Your piano teacher, Tim, here. And today I'm going to be teaching you about some tips on playing with a band or group. If it's your first time here, make sure you like our page if you're on Facebook. Make sure you subscribe if you're on YouTube and hit the notification bell because we have new lessons coming out all the time. Let me get a quick drink here. And then I want to run through one thing, and then we'll get right on with the lesson. So let's get the chat up in here. And hello, everybody. Hello, Filthy Will. Bobby is Yemo. Fanny's here. Missed you all, too. Sorry about missing Friday. The power kept flickering on and off, and I just kind of decided, knowing how frustrating it is if it goes off during the lesson, to just kind of skip it, because then I have to like kind of restructure the lesson, and I'd rather have it go smoothly. Anyway, let's get on to it. Let me show you what we're working with here today, because I do have a small announcement of sorts today that I want to run through before we begin. And here we go. Okay, so if you've been following me for a while and you'll like my style of teaching, you'll like the YouTube videos over here on the channel, you're going to love the courses over on my website, because not only do they include instructional videos similar to the ones that you're used to, but they also include notes that you can follow along with, worksheets, real sheet music to play, assignments, and more to make sure that you're not only just learning each topic, but you're practicing and mastering each topic as well. So that's the main benefit that you're going to be getting from these courses. These are great if you're a beginner, like if you just found out about me and you need a solid foundation to build on, or if you have some experience already and you want to advance your skills. There are a lot of courses that cover topics that I've never covered on the channel and probably never will in the detail that's covered in those courses. You're going to learn about piano, music theory, improvisation, rhythm, ear training, and anything else I thought that would make you a well-rounded musician. So you can take a look. All courses come with lifetime access. You can contact me anytime with your questions. I'll be happy to answer them for you. So you can check out some of the other features here on your own time. But I really want to tell you about this today because right now until July 4th, there is a summer sale going on for the course packages. So already when you buy a course package, you're getting a good deal because you're getting a group of courses for a much less price, but now they are discounted until July 4th. So go to the website, pianolessonsontheweb.com, and see what my courses can offer for you. There's also a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you are not happy within the first 30 days, you will get a 100% refund. And if you're wondering why I just laughed just now, it's because the ice cream truck is right outside, and I was wondering where that music was coming from. Anyway, back to the lesson. All right, let's get on with it, guys. I apologize for that. I don't know if you guys can hear that. I sure can. Hold on. I just want to give it a second to die down before we begin. And there's kids screaming outside, "Mom! Mom!" Yeah, just give me a second. Because if you can't hear it, I can. It's just distracting. So I do apologize for that. Although it isn't even my fault. So, okay, they're driving away now. I can hear it. All right. Here we go. All right, here's the intro. Thinking about playing piano with a group of friends or perhaps a band? Well, your piano teacher, Tim, has you covered because I'm going to give you 5 important tips on playing with others. Okay, here we go. Tip number 1 is you want to learn your part the best you can before you really start playing with others, or especially as you get closer and closer to the performance. You want to make sure that your part is a-okay. Now, why is that? Well, obvious reasons is that you'll know your part better. But when you're playing with a group, the focus is no longer just going to be on the right notes at the right times. It's going to be following and leading and just kind of listening to your other bandmates as to where to go from there. Because the thing is like if you're counting in your head consistently, we'll say the band at a point slows down and maybe they don't even realize it. Well, if you're just counting in your own head and you're not listening to what's happening, it's going to be a big disaster because then you're going to get off with everybody. So you want to make sure your part's the best so you can focus on what matters, which is keeping up. Okay, here we go. Maybe I want to grab the metronome, but hold on. Tip number 2 is that you want to use your metronome or a metronome. A lot of them are on cell phones nowadays, to make sure that your part is up to speed. So say you know your notes well, but you can't play it at full speed. Well, that's going to be a huge problem when playing with a band, because like I said, your main focus is going to be keeping up with everybody and listening to what's happening and adjusting accordingly. When you play with a band, not everything goes according to plan. That kind of rhymed. So you should be listening and using a metronome to make sure you're getting up to speed is so important. Let me show you what a metronome is. So hold on. Okay, this is typically what a metronome will look like in the most classic sense. There is a lot of digital ones nowadays. Like I said, you can get them on apps, but this is your typical one, and they all work the same way, though, where you have these numbers basically up and down. The higher the number, the faster the speed, because this number represents BPMs, or beats per minute. So if you adjust it to a slower one, obviously you're going to have less beats per minute, and you're supposed to sync up your counting with those clicks, and that's how it works. And then obviously if you move it down here, it goes way faster. So that's generally how it works, and you want to pick one of these up. Okay. There you go. All right, let me put this back. Okay, here we go. Tip number 3 is that if you're playing with a band, there's a percussion section, at least for the most part, that can come in the form of obviously drums, a bass drum, something like that. It could be also something like a bass guitar, just keeping the beat. You want to specifically pay attention to these percussion instruments when you're playing, because they're the ones actually driving the rhythm of the piece. That's actually their whole purpose of being in the band, is to kind of keep everybody together. It also, adds some good sounds to the band as well, but their main point is to keep everybody on time. So make sure you listen to them as well, and also the director. I mean, the director directing the band is number one, but you also want to be listening, especially for the percussion. Okay. Let me get something up real quick, everybody. All right, here we go. I always like to have an example. Okay, tip number 4 is that you want to be pointing out certain resume points if you get lost. So obviously, if you're playing something like really well known like Jingle Bells, and say you get lost like halfway through, well, what should you do? You should pick up the next time Jingle Bells, Jingle bells, jingle all the way, the next time that comes in. So make sure you're marking down parts in your music that make sense to resume from if you get lost. And you will get lost playing with a band, especially at first. It just happens. So you want to be marking those down. What makes sense to me is like anytime you have a beginning of a section, you want to be able to resume from there. So taking a look at this isn't really a band piece, but this is the Pathetique Sonata by Beethoven. Hold on, everybody. There we go. So obviously, the first point I would do is, mark down is from the beginning. Makes sense to resume from there. And then anytime there's like at the end of a section, you see how like the end of this page and the beginning of this page are like way different. And then there's also a new tempo marking there as well. That indicates that there's a totally new section going on there. So I would start out doing it section by section, having your resume points there. And basically what you want to do is, as you're learning the piece on how to basically make these resume points, is you want to, maybe play through the piece, maybe learn it all the way through, and then try playing part of the piece and then restarting from these different points so that you get the practice doing that. Okay, guys, it's getting really hot in here with the lights and everything. So I'm going to keep going. We're going to finish the lesson, but just letting you know that, let me take a drink here real quick. Because like I said, I forgot to turn on the air conditioner ahead of time. Okay. All right. Let me get one more example out for you guys. I already got it down here pretty much. Oh, perfect. This is a perfect example. Okay. Okay, oftentimes when you play with the band, tip number 5 is that you will find that there are parts that are almost impossible to keep up with, perhaps, maybe for your current playing level. So what should you do when you run into those problem areas? Well, you should do your best to solve them on your own and figure out how to get through those measures, but a lot of times you don't have time for that. So let's take a look at what you should do. Okay, so I have the canon in D here, which has this bass line that persists throughout the entire piece. And then as that bass line comes in each time, it gets more and more complicated with the right hand. So let's kind of fast forward here in the piece to where it starts to get more and more complicated. Well, say I get right here in the piece, and it's just impossible for me to keep up. Maybe I'm playing this with an orchestra. So what should I do? Well, like I said, do your best, but what you should do is you should actually just keep up with the bass line or whatever part of the music that you can, because what this will do is this will keep you in time, at least, and at least help you contribute to the band in some way. Now, you might not be playing all the parts you should, but at least you're kind of keeping everybody along with you. And to be honest, a lot of times when you're playing piano with a group, you're not going to be the featured instrument. I mean, it's possible, but a lot of times it's like a singer or a jazz or a trumpet solo or something like that. Piano is a percussion instrument in a lot of cases. I mean, it has tones and everything, but it definitely has a big percussion element, and it's usually treated as such in a band or orchestra, where it's just mainly to kind of keep everybody together. Okay, we're doing pretty good here. Hello. Let me see how everybody's doing here. Okay, one thing I want to mention is that, let me do this. If you found the lesson helpful, make sure you smash that like button because it helps other students know that this is a quality lesson they can learn from as well. Okay, back to the lesson. Hello, we got a number of people here today. We got Peter Baltok here today. Welcome, Peter. We got Rich Bryan here once again. Welcome, Rich. Glad to have you with us, of course. Rich is like one of the most old school students of mine, and always glad to have him here with us. Hey, Tim, how are you? I sent an email to you a week ago. Oh, really? And asking you how to play a particular note and didn't get a reply. Well, I apologize. It's possible every once in a while that I just miss one. I get a lot of spam email. So I get a lot of like email. I actually do get a lot of like, Nigerian prince emails, like the scams. But I also get a lot of like solicitations that are scams. But anyway, what happens is every once in a while I'll either miss it because there's so many crappy emails. I do try to adjust the filter to my advantage, but I apologize. I'll look for that and I'll see if I can find it. And if not, wait another day or two and send me the same email. I apologize. And there are some emails that I got like yesterday that I still do need to get to. So if you emailed me yesterday, it will I'll be getting back to you. Okay, probably not too long today, so 30 minutes or so. Yeah, not as long for sure. Open up a window, says Adria. The problem with that is people are mowing their lawns right now, and there's ice cream trucks and stuff outside. I can even hear a lawnmower, out there. So we'll just end a little bit early today, but not a big deal. Okay, let's see here. How's everybody doing today? Hey, Tim. All right, I saw that. There's an ice cream truck there as well. Stay focused there, Tim. I know the ice cream truck's very irresistible. To get stressed, to get overstressed, be overjoyed all the time that things are not so bad. Yeah, I agree. Actually, things are pretty good right now. I agree with that. All right. Okay, thanks a lot. Yeah, you're welcome, Nick Sunverse. Suniverse. All right. Let me kind of let you guys in on what I'm thinking. So I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know if I call it procrastination, but what happened this week was I kind of reconnected with some old friends, and so I spent some time not working as much this week. So we will get back onto it next week for sure. That's why like no edited lessons came out this week, and that's why I didn't make also any progress on hiring an editor, which obviously I really need to do. So I'll get back on this week. Okay, let me show you what's going on. Oh yeah, over on my website, pianolessonsontheweb.com. Obviously, I mentioned about the summer sale going on in the beginning of the lesson here, ends July 4th, so don't miss out on that. But if you go to the community tab at the top, this is for the people that want to attend the live stream. So you can fill out this form to get an email reminder 30 minutes before we meet. And this is the calendar of what we're talking about and when. So we're almost definitely going to be meeting next Friday and next Sunday. And the following week in July, I'm going to take at least 1 week to 2 weeks off because I just want to enjoy my summer and relax a little bit. I always feel like when I come back from a break the lessons are definitely better, and I'm definitely in a better, spirits because I don't think I've taken a real break for a few months now. So I'll be taking one after next week, but we will be meeting Friday, Sunday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So check that out. Hello, Avi. Avi's here. Big hug from UK. Trico says, I love your channel. You're welcome. And welcome to Avi, of course. A hot summer day here as well. Andy's house says, I pressed the like button 4 minutes ago. Well, thank you so much, Andy. Appreciate it. Excuse me. Trying to think if there's any other announcements. Not really. I mean, the summer months kind of slowed down a little bit in terms of ambitiousness, only because I know that a lot of people are like on vacation and stuff. So it makes sense to actually spend some of the summer like planning the good lessons that are going to come out in the fall, I feel like, because that's when a lot of people come back to YouTube. Javi says already over. In my notifications, I got that just 3 minutes ago. Well, sorry about that. Yeah, already over. I mentioned in the beginning of the lesson that, first of all, I'm pretty tired today. Although I'm feeling better now that we started the lesson. I think just talking kind of gets you up a little bit. But I forgot to turn on the air conditioner ahead of time. It's getting really hot in here. So I apologize. And the lesson today was a little bit shorter. So I apologize for that. But we're not over yet. We are over the main part of the lesson. By the way, if you have any questions about playing with a band or a group, I would love to hear them for sure. And Avi, make sure your notifications, make sure you're signed up for that email list. Now, I did send it a little bit late today, but the email list is a better way than the YouTube because YouTube sends it in, $1 short, an hour late. All right, any questions about what we talked about today? I'll hang out for a little bit longer. We'll at least make it to the 30 mark here. And student showcase. If you want to enter in the student showcase, it takes place a week from today. And what the student showcase is basically you submit recordings you have of yourself playing, and I review them here on the channel all together. So you kind of get some direct feedback from me, and we all just also get to all learn together because you're also going to see what I say to other people, and you can adjust that to your own playing. So if you want to submit a recording to me, the recording I recommend definitely be under 10 minutes. Under 7 would probably be the best. But it's a recording maybe playing one piece. Maybe you could fit in another piece if it's shorter. But send them to me, tim@lessonsontheweb.com. Yeah, tim@lessonsontheweb.com. Or send me to them on the Facebook page at Piano Lessons on the Web. Okay, I used to play for bad. That's how I got famous in my school. All right, I used to play for bad? What does that mean? Oh, wow, I can see the sweat on my face a little bit. All right, we're going to keep it up here, though, for a few more minutes. Also, you know what also makes it, I think, a lot worse? Not only the lights, but I have the hat, and I have these bad boys. But you know what? I actually don't even really have to play the piano, I don't think, unless somebody asks me to. So I'm just going to take those off. I might even take that off. Fan my bald head. Hey, man, guys, you realize that I'm bald? I love it. That's like my favorite comment. All right. Dante Key, okay, says, do you have any tips on how to keep your place in the music? All right, that's a good question. Seems like I am always losing my place and sometimes have to start over. So here's the thing. Here's the one thing you don't want to do is start over from the beginning all the time, because that's just going to reinforce not being able to resume from different places. So to keep your place in the music, first of all, this sounds like it could be a problem keeping your eyes on the music as you play and being able to maybe process the music in enough time to play through it. So you may be looking down at your hands too much or something like that. So what I actually recommend, if that's the case, because I'm not sure yet, if that is the case, make sure that I lost my place. Sorry. If that's the case, oh yeah. Start learn a few pieces that are a bit easier, and make sure that your main goal is keeping your eyes on the page. Now glance down every once in a while to make sure you're in the right place, but you want to be able to do that. So basically, be able to play through easier stuff, being able to look at the music the whole time. That's what it sounds like to me. Let me think about what else might be the problem. Losing my place. If it's a popular piece of music, like I talked about a few steps ago in the same lesson, that you want to be marking down in your music resume points, basically parts you can resume from if you do get lost and you do mess up, which happens to everybody. You don't want to start from the beginning all the time. Stop doing that if you're doing that. Andy Sal says, I saw all your vids. Wow, that is a lot of vids. Julio says, is the lesson over? Sort of. We're just kind of talking about things related to the lesson, about playing with others. Avi says, school band. Oh, I used to play in band. Okay, I gotcha. I have the same issue as well, losing my place as well. Yeah. So slow down. Slow down. That's the main tip for anybody. If you're playing and you're losing your place all the time, you probably need to slow down. And all the other stuff I said. All right. Need water. My favorite piano piece. Let me think. Favorite one to play or listen to? I like listening to a lot of Chopin nocturnes. I don't like learning them as much, only because they take a while for me. They are fun to play though. It's good to play. I like playing video game music, to be honest with you, but like I've shown you the Pathétique Sonata. I really like that one, especially the second movement. I gotta put these on. Great. Especially the second movement. Oh, they're sweaty. Gross. Yeah, that movement I really, really like. 22 watching and 12 likes, unfair. I agree, Avi. I don't think this is a type of lesson that was going to get a lot of attention. But what I did think, though, is that this is something I really haven't talked a lot about. So I wanted to make the lesson on it anyway, even though I probably knew not as many people would, be interested. Everyone give a like to pass all your music exams. I agree. I like his etudes more. Yeah, his etudes are great. I was actually playing some Chopin etudes the other day. Thank you. Those were good tips, and we'll take them to heart. Well, you're very welcome, Dante Key. Glad you liked them. All right, everybody. I think I'm going to start to wrap up. It doesn't look like I have too many questions about what we talked about today. I'm glad you enjoyed the tips I had for you today. Like I said, I like making lessons every once in a while about something that maybe a smaller portion of my audience would want, but something that they don't have yet. So there you go. Which video game music do you like to play? Undertale soundtrack. I still love learning some of those. I made a video on that a while ago. And just really anything like, I'll think every once in a while like, oh, The Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past. I want to learn, the main overworld theme to that. And then I'll look it up, find it. Sonic the Hedgehog. Always loved music from Sonic 2. And Mega Man. So basically anything I think of from my past, I just kind of look up and play. And luckily, I'm far enough along. In most cases, unless it's crazy hard, I can do it. Okay, so Opus 10, number 4 is the best, or Winter Wind. Very cool. I think I know which one you're talking about. You're talking about, Chopin Etudes, yep. All right. What do I want to say? Oh, yeah, let me do an outro, and then I'll kind of see if there's any other questions, and then we will roll out of here. I don't even need that on. Okay, outro. Because I don't really have any other lessons like this, but. Okay, if you enjoyed today's lesson and you learned a lot from it, make sure to check out a lot of the other lessons I have on the channel. I have so many that will help you learn how to play piano. Make sure you're subscribed. You have all notifications turned on because we have new lessons coming out all the time, and you don't want to miss a beat. It's been your piano teacher, Tim, here. Have a great day. F sharp minor Polonaise is a good one for sure. All right, everybody. I think I'm gonna cash out here. Oh yeah. Remember I mentioned in the beginning of the lesson that there is a sale going on right now for the courses over on my website, pianolessonsontheweb.com. So I'm going to give you a link to kind of send you off with. Just remember that the sale does end on July 4th. Okay. Julio says, I'm taking my first jazz piano lesson. Oh, that's exciting. Congratulations. And then, but I'm not very proficient on jazz music. Okay. I'm more of a classic contemporary style of playing. Yes, me too. But you'll catch up quickly. And actually, you'll be glad that you learned and branched out and did something different. All right, everybody. I am checking out for today. So you have a great day. I'm going to enjoy the nice weather outside and turn on my air conditioner. So anyway, thanks for coming by today. It's been your piano teacher, Tim. Have a great week, and I'll see you on Friday. Peace.